What's the weird thing you and your SO do together? He's my towel boy. Whenever I'm done with my shower I call out towel boy. He'll drop everything and come running just to hand me my towel. Sometimes he'll even add in a "here's your towel ma'am, please. I need this job, I've got a wife and kids to support." My towel is only ever a couple of feet from the shower, but he insists on handing to me every time. If I'm impatient and fetch my own towel, "Oh no please ma'am, I really need this job," etc. etc. I love this bit and look forward to it every day. I used to put googly eyes on my then girlfriend while she slept and wait for her to find them the next day and see if I could be so strategic that she'd go the whole day at work and not find some. I succeeded. One night I put a bigger one on her forehead after she dozed off, half used and would come off very easily so the glue and suction wouldn't have left a mark, and went to brush my teeth. Few minutes later she came in, looks in the mirror, stares and very groggily and dryly said, "Why the fuck is there a googly eye on my head?" I laughed my ass off for a good several minutes straight. Homing beacon. We live in a crowded city, and when we lose track of each other in stores and in the streets, we have a specific noise we make until we find each other. People look at us like we're nuts. Whenever his work shirts get old and need to be thrown out, he puts them on, and we wrestle, and I tear the shirt to pieces. This started after a cosplay costume arrived for him that was way too small, and he put it on to try and tear it like he was the Hulk but couldn't. So I helped. We also rescue pigeons. If we are walking down the street and we pass someone talking to someone else, we'll wait until we're a little ways away and then reiterate the information to each other. We pass by a girl who says, "I dunno, I just wasn't really into him." So once we're out of earshot, I'll turn to her, or vice versa, and be like she really wasn't into him. Apparently. Till there's a bunch of people who have the same weird thing as we do lol. My girlfriend decided the best way to wake me up is to tap my nose insistently. Then she decided to keep doing it whenever she wants to get my attention or is bored and such. So if I want her to stop, my options were to doge her or hold her hands down. Well, I had a brilliant idea to get her to stop. I just started telling her she has a nose fetish and I've started moaning every time she touches my nose. It works like a charm. When we go to sleep, she leans over to me, uncovers my belly, and presses her mouth against it to blow air, as to create a belly fart as we call them. They are funny sounds. We discuss her performance often afterwards and score them. I get one per day, and she keeps count. If she's gone for a week or forgot due to the baby, I must get it later. We can have fights. She'll still do it. The moment she ever stops, I know I'm in deep ass trouble. This is so stupid. He often pretends he's put toy cars in my butt while I'm asleep and then chases me around saying he needs his favorite one back. He doesn't even collect toy cars. Otherwise we've been watching a bunch of cult and fanatical religious group shit online and saw this group of exorcists who help exorcise the demon of addiction by allowing the possessed to have a freak out and a somatic release of their trauma. We also love stupid toilet humor and have had a running joke about what our conversations must sound like sometimes for our neighbors for years. So the latest thing is pretending he is exorcising me of my demons and I'm shitting them out loudly and violently. We do more wholesome and romantic things, but this is what's making us laugh this WK. We have so many bits. Love a bit. Our current fave one has been ongoing for months. We were watching The Holiday last winter. Hi AF. The part where Jude Law and Cameron Diaz are in the car talking about things being complicated. My wife was like, grow up, and for some reason it absolutely killed us, and it's now a bit. Notable grow up moments have been while watching Titanic with Jack and Rose on the front of the ship, watching someone cry during a documentary, during really intense parts of a song, during sex, at the Starbucks drive-thru. Fuck, I'm laughing right now so good. She licks my eyes randomly. She shakes my hand during missionary if I go to grab her wrists. She'll come up and grabs my hips and pretend to butt fuck me if I'm doing anything that involves facing away from her. And I'll mimic her moans until we can't help but laugh, but sometimes we just abruptly stop and move on like it never happened. LMFAO. We try to replicate the sound of each other's farts. I love this woman so much. When my husband and I have disagreements, we refer to ourselves as the delegation from state Y and delegation from state X, like a parliament or UN meeting. We are both from different states, so it's pretty clear-cut. And by the end of it we have to strike a deal in which both parties are satisfied for the good of our kingdom. We lay down facts from both sides, then feelings separately. It's so cheesy, but it makes us giggle, so disagreements are a lot easier to handle. And we both know where the fact/feelings lie lives. If me and my SO take a simultaneous nap on the sectional, we have our heads towards the inner corner and hold hands as we fall asleep. This started spontaneously when I first stayed the night. His kiddos were young, so I wasn't gonna just sleep in his bed right away, and he asked if I wanted him to sleep in the living room too, or to be alone. I was happy, because I didn't want to be alone. We laid down that first night and we each just naturally reached for the other's hand. We gave each other a goofy grin and giggled for a moment, then settled into sleep, holding hands. It's 3 years later. I love him so frickin' much. We always guess the price of our groceries while putting them on the belt, and whoever wins gets to pick the treat we eat on the way home. We have a contest who can say I love you first in the morning. We send each other nudes once a day. We always mow the lawn together. He'll mow while I edge or poop scoop, vice versa. We truly love our children, but on our weekly date nights, if we talk about them, try hard not to, because it's just us time. We refer to them as the little assholes. We boop each other's noses, and each of us has a face we make after having our noses booped. He wrinkles his nose. I wiggle mine like a bunny. ETA we also meow at each other, which is extra funny because he's a dog person, but that didn't occur to me to mention initially. Because my whole family does this. Multiple generations, at least 4 that I know of. He picked it up from me. So randomly you'll hear meow meow answered by meow between all the couples in my family. I'd if you guys remember the seagull voices saying moid 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 from Finding Nemo. But recently, while waiting in a long line at the theater for Deadpool and Wolverine, the board hit me up and I accidentally said moid moid out loud. Everyone looked at me in silence, and I felt so embarrassed I wanted to get a hole for myself. Then, someone joined in with moid moid, and soon everyone started saying moid 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 moid. It was really made my day. If I'm in my office chair, especially if I'm sad, my fiancé will walk over and put my head under his shirt and squeeze me really tight into his stomach. It always makes me feel better. Also, if one of us farts, the other always says awesome. If it's a quiet one, we say I farted and the other goes awesome. We also pretend punch each other, and I always make explosion noises when I do it. It happens so often that our dog learned to punch within a month of getting him, and the explosion noises get him all riled up. When one of us is bent over, like picking something up or getting something out of a drawer or whatever, the other one will sneak up behind them, jab them approximately in the butthole with a finger, enjoy the startled scream, and then ask, "How's that for center?" It's from a book we both read about 25 years ago. The main character did it once, and for whatever reason we've carried it forwards for a quarter of a century. Her and I share the same brain cell. Deborah. When I'm having a bad ADHD day, we joke that she's been working overtime in my wife's head. And when we both start giggling about stupid shit late at night, you'll sometimes hear us go, "Damn, Debbie must have taken a vacation," and strangers don't know who TF Debbie is supposed to be. We also have a thing for blind and or disabled kitties. We've had 2 gray short hairs with their left eye missing now. One with a functional eye and the other full blind. We're looking to take care of another special needs cat that needs our help. But thankfully our area is so good about adopting special needs babies that they get adopted much easier than you'd think. The wife and I have a couple. One of us will start a sentence, "Hey, have you?" and the other will just go, "Yep," because we already know where the other is going. It can go on for multiple in a row. We work together and our coworkers do not like it at all. Also, I make coffee before she even wakes up every morning. I did it once because I knew she was going to wake up tired and worn out. She cracked the cheesiest smile when she saw there was fresh coffee already there for her. I decided that's how I want to start every day, with that smile. Thing is, I hate coffee. Can't stand the stuff. You know how when you insult a kid they'll go, "No, you're a doo-doo head." We do that, but with random bits of conversation that just sound funny or aren't even insulting. The more random a phrase you can snag and send back, the better. So if she says, "Want to get a stick of pepperoni at the store?" I'll say, "You're a stick of pepperoni," usually aggressively and like she's just insulted me back at her. She'll want to watch something together in bed. She'll ask me what I want to watch, and I'll say, "Whatever you want," because everything I like is weird. She'll put on her Unsolved Mysteries type of show, which I have zero interest in, but that's fine. Then all of a sudden I'm intrigued in the episode. I'll say, "Wow, did you hear that?" No response. I look over and she's watching a super funny video that I have to see. I watch the video, then it's back to the murder show. 10 minutes later I'm intrigued again and say to her, "No way, the husband did it." No response again. I look over and she's sleeping. My husband has this superpower. No matter my mood, no matter what I'm doing, no matter where we are, no matter how much or hard I try to resist, all he has to do is poke my cheek or fire a finger gun across the room with this mischievous sniper look on his face once we make eye contact. And I'll smile and start laughing against my will, every damn time. Now, since I've never liked the way I look, and avoid mirrors and pictures like the plague, it took me years to figure out that I have dimples on each side. MF was poking and aiming at my dimples for years. I was so mad and embarrassed when I found out, but for some reason, it still makes me smile and laugh. I hate that it works. He gave me so much shit for it afterwards. Lol. He couldn't believe I didn't know about them.